we can see that this function does not pass through horizontal line test. Say it is y is equal to x square, so it does not have an inverse function, but in certain domain it does have an inverse function. And if we look at this one, only from here to this side, it does have an inverse function, and in this region, in this domain, the function is monotonically increasing. So if we do dy over dx, we see that's 2x. So dy for x is greater than 0, dy over dx is greater than 0. So that is monotonically increasing, and in this domain the function does have an inverse function. So if we try to find that y, so x will be plus minus y, and for x greater than 0 this will have plus y. So inverse function will become, so this is the inverse function when x is greater than 0. That's the thing. So yeah, within certain domain there are functions which normally don't have an inverse function, but for a certain domain, when it's monotonically increasing or even monotonically decreasing, it can have an inverse function. So I will do one more. The function is like x square minus 2x. So instead of drawing, I will use calculus. So let's first find, we have been asked to find the inverse function for when it is monotonically increasing. So dy over dx, so 2x minus 2, so dy over dx will be positive, is greater than 0 for x is greater than 1. That we can see, because if x is greater than 1, only then it will be greater than 0. And for x greater than 0, x greater than 1, or when x is equal to 1, y is equal to minus 1. So of course for x is greater than 1, y will be greater than negative 1. So we need to find the inverse function of for that domain when it is x is greater than 0, x is greater than 1, and when that is when the function is monotonically increasing, because otherwise this function will not have an inverse function. So let's complete the square to find the inverse function, because our subject, we have to make x the subject. So x square minus 2x plus 1, so I am adding this plus 1 here just to, this one I am adding to complete the square. So it's becoming y plus 1 x minus 1 whole square, then it's becoming x minus 1 is equal to plus minus y plus 1. So x minus 1 is equal to plus minus y plus 1, x is equal to plus minus y plus 1 plus 1. Now for x is greater, for y to be greater than negative 1, this one we will have, for it to be monotonically increasing, we saw that y was greater than negative 1. So our inverse function is becoming, just we have to take just the positive sign here, so that will just this one. So inverse function is becoming, if I go back to my inverse function is, of course I will have to change y with x, so that's the inverse function here.